Bom dia a todos, sejam bem-vindos a mais uma meditação online da Sahaja Yoga. O nosso tema de hoje é Perguntas e Respostas com Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, a fundadora da Sahaja Yoga. Mas antes de darmos início, eu gostaria só de dar um lembrete para aqueles que estão nos assistindo pela primeira vez, para que após esse programa procurem maiores informações, introdução à Sahaja Yoga. Nós temos alguns vídeos introdutórios no nosso canal e também no nosso site sahajayoga.org.br. Mas esse programa está aberto para todos e nós convidamos a vocês agora para dar início à nossa meditação. O programa de hoje, nós iniciaremos com uma meditação básica. E durante a nossa meditação, nós iremos ouvir vídeos com perguntas e respostas por Shri Mataji, intercalados com a nossa meditação. Dessa forma, nós poderemos aproveitar ao máximo os ensinamentos da fundadora. E então, vamos dar início, nos preparando para a meditação. É importante dedicarmos esse momento para nós mesmos, removendo toda e qualquer distração no ambiente que podemos controlar, como qualquer outra janela do seu computador ou o celular. Vamos silenciar, vamos remover os nossos sapatos. Nós podemos sentar na cadeira com os pés no chão ou nos sentar no chão mesmo, com as pernas cruzadas e as mãos sobre o colo, com as palmas voltadas para cima. Vamos fechar os nossos olhos. Vamos respirar profundamente. E soltar o ar bem devagar. Vamos repetir, continuar respirando. Inspirando profundamente e expirando. Nós vamos agora colocar a nossa mão direita no coração. E agora nós iremos fazer algumas afirmações. A nossa mãe interior, o poder materno, divino que reside em nós. Ela é chamada Mãe Kundalini. Mas nós podemos simplesmente nos referir a ela como mãe. E a Mãe Kundalini querá nos dar o estado da meditação. É o poder da Mãe Natureza, que rege todas as coisas vivas, as plantas, os animais, os seres humanos, o universo. E esse poder materno criador que reside dentro de nós, chamada de Mãe Kundalini, nós iremos nos referir aqui, com os olhos fechados, a mão direita no coração. Vamos aqui dizer: Mãe, eu sou o puro espírito. Você pode falar com voz alta ou em pensamento. Mãe, eu sou o puro espírito. Vamos repetir algumas vezes essa afirmação. Nós estamos simplesmente nos identificando com a nossa essência mais profunda. Mãe, eu sou o puro espírito. Mãe, eu sou o puro espírito. Agora nós vamos trazer a mão direita e vamos colocar na junção do nosso pescoço com o ombro no lado esquerdo. Sem nos preocupar se estamos colocando no local certo. O importante é nosso desejo puro de meditar e a nossa atenção. Agora aqui com a mão no nosso ombro esquerdo, onde encontra com o pescoço, nós iremos afirmar: Mãe, eu não tenho culpa de nada. Mãe, eu não tenho culpa de nada. Vamos observar o nosso interior. Se tem algum sentimento ruim armazenado ali, em relação a nós mesmos, que nos conecta ao passado, alguma situação, algo que fizemos. Não vamos entrar em detalhe, não vamos pensar sobre isso. Vamos simplesmente observar, e quando identificarmos esse problema, vamos afirmar: Mãe, eu não tenho culpa de nada. O passado não existe mais. Muitas vezes carregamos esse sentimento de culpa que apenas nos impede de estarmos em meditação no presente. Por isso, nesse momento é muito importante deixar de lado todo sentimento ruim em relação a nós mesmos, todo sentimento de culpa. Vamos afirmar: Mãe, eu não tenho culpa de nada. O erro é parte, é humano, então não vamos nos privar da chance de sentirmos a alegria mais profunda da meditação por um sentimento de culpa. Nós merecemos estar em meditação. Esse é um direito de nascimento de todos nós. Todos podem atingir o estado de meditação. Por isso, vamos ser muito justos com nós mesmos e nos permitir essa experiência ao afirmar com toda sinceridade nosso coração, ainda com a mão aqui no pescoço, na junção com o ombro, vamos afirmar uma última vez: Mãe, eu não tenho culpa de nada. Mãe, eu não tenho culpa de nada. Agora nós vamos trazer a nossa mão direita para a testa, com os olhos fechados. A mão esquerda está no colo, com a palma voltada para cima. Aqui nós podemos inclinar a nossa cabeça um pouquinho, relaxando na mão. Agora nós vamos nos livrar de todo sentimento, pensamento ruim em relação aos outros. E em relação a nós mesmos também. Faremos isso com a afirmação: Mãe, eu perdoo a todos, inclusive a mim mesmo. Não vamos nos prender a nenhuma situação específica. Vamos afirmar simplesmente: Mãe, eu perdoo. Tente simplesmente observar a sua mente. Enquanto observa o pensamento que está ali, o que está acontecendo na mente, simplesmente diga: Mãe, eu perdoo. Mãe, eu perdoo. Agora nós vamos trazer a mão direita para o topo da cabeça. Vamos pressionar a mão direita, pressionar o topo da cabeça e vamos girar o nosso couro cabeludo no sentido horário. Aqui, enquanto giramos, nós iremos pedir para aqueles que estão fazendo a meditação pela primeira vez, podem pedir: Mãe, por favor, dai-me a realização do Si. Aqueles que já nos acompanham, que já meditaram anteriormente, podem pedir: Mãe, por favor, estabiliza a minha realização do Si. Realização do Si é quando nós nos conectamos com a realidade de nós mesmos e do todo, através da meditação. Por isso vamos aqui pedir algumas vezes: Mãe, por favor, dê-me a realização do Si. Ou, para aqueles que já meditaram anteriormente: Mãe, por favor, estabiliza a minha realização do Si. O importante é pedir de coração. Se quiser, pode também pedir: Mãe, por favor, dê-me o estado de meditação. Vamos retornar nossa mão direita para o colo. Vamos manter as duas mãos sobre o colo, com as palmas voltadas para cima. E atenção na região do topo da cabeça em que estava sendo pressionado. Nós vamos simplesmente observar. E com essa atenção no topo da cabeça, nós vamos assistir o primeiro trecho de Perguntas e Respostas Shri de Nirmala Devi, falando justamente sobre esse processo dos pensamentos.
If you have any questions, please ask. Yes?
Is it dangerous to split the mental thought? There is no thought at all.
Can you tell me what he's saying is? Just tell him. I see. I will be able to.
So is it dangerous to split thought, having thoughts, stopping thoughts, and then having no thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
Is it dangerous to split thoughts?
No. We are not splitting it. You are sadly mistaken. That's not the point. See, a thought rises as a reaction to something, all right? rises and falls off, and the another thought rises and falls off. In between the thought, there's a little space, which in Sanskrit called as vilamba. Now the thought may come from the future, may come from the past. But when it comes, it goes to the past, alright? Now, what happens that we see the rising of the thought but not falling of the thought. And in between the thought, this vilamba is the present. Now, if I tell you be in the present, you can. But you just go on thinking like mad. On the cusp of the thought you are moving, just like mad. But there's a realm beyond the thought, which is complete awareness and thoughtless awareness, where there is no thought. And thought is a great joy killer. I'll tell you how. For example, you are seeing these flowers now. I am also seeing them. Now I am seeing it thoughtlessly, you are seeing it with thought. So the thought arises from what shop she must have bought, how much it must have cost, because thought is not joy. But I am just looking at it without thinking. The complete creation of this, all the joy that is put into these, all the joy that has been created by putting it into this kind of a style, all that is silent is just entering into my being, giving me that peace and the joy for which it was created. Is a barrier. Actually, thought is always a barrier. But when you go beyond thought, it doesn't mean that you cannot think, but you become a master. If you want, you can think. If you don't want, you cannot think. But you are not driven by your thoughts. You see my point? It's like the thought is riding you, now you ride the thoughts.
Can you prevent thinking?
Can you?
Can you prevent thinking?
Yes. If you want, you can just sit silently, in your silence enjoying it. If you want, you can think. But after that, whatever you think has a special quality. Because that thought that comes to you after your realization is guided, enlightened by your spirit. Say a thought comes to you. For example, you are sitting here and you see something in the darkness and you think this is a serpent. For example, you might think, thinking anything is possible. There's no control. So you think it is a serpent going and you're frightened of it and you try to save yourself. But supposing there is light, then the same thought tells you, no, it's not, it's just a rope lying there. With enlightenment, the same thought has a special quality. Because you see it in all its dimensions and understand what does that mean, what it is like, what is the absolute value of particular thought is. And you just give up. Whatever is not right, you just give up. Whatever is right, you accept. Because you see it clearly. So far, there is no discrimination. Now, a thought comes to a person that, let me go and murder someone. This all comes from thought. Because I hate that person, I must murder that person, all right? It's all hatred working. Now, you go with that thought somewhere and you murder that person. And then, after the violence, the whole thing, the face changes and becomes so nervous and everything starts. First thought takes you down there, you kill the person, and the second thought comes you and makes you, oh God, what have I done? Both are wrong. But if you are a realized soul, first of all, you will not hate anyone. There are ways of neutralizing the hatred inside you. And neutralizing even the hatred of the person who hates you. Love's powers we have never known before. We only know the power of hatred. You see, the way we are producing MX and this and that is nothing. It's based on hatred and fear. If these people get realization, I don't know if they'll ever get it. They won't produce all these horrible things which is making everyone shudder. We have never used the power of love so far. But that you cannot do it unless and until you have felt it after realization.
Agora vamos fechar os nossos olhos novamente. Vamos trazer a nossa atenção para o topo da cabeça. Se quiser, você pode pressionar mais uma vez o topo da cabeça. Nós iremos observar agora essa região por alguns minutos, procurando esse espaço entre um pensamento e outro que Shri Mataji descreveu, sem nenhum esforço. Vamos apenas observar o movimento dos pensamentos e como eles se dissipam. Vamos abrir os nossos olhos e acompanhar mais um trecho de perguntas e respostas com Shri Mataji.
I found some benefit in a Tibetan humming meditation known as Nada Brahma. Is this meditation compatible with Sahaja Yoga?
Not at all. Not at all. You see, this Nada Brahma is what is the benefit one gets, is that you go on humming and humming like that, and a day will come when your head will be humming all the time. Now I'll tell you the reason for that is like this. Supposing we say anything, like we start saying Om or hum or anything, we do not become. Supposing I say I am the governor of this place, do I become? If I say I am Om, do I become? By saying things, can we become something? If we profess something, do we become? Something has to happen within. Unless and until that happens, it has no meaning. It's all outside. You can't say anything. Somebody can say, I have some benefits because I have been saying prayers. That's not the thing. It's a complete transformation that you must have. And these are very dangerous things. Very, very dangerous. Because in the Tibet now, for example, Lama himself is a mess, I tell you. He's a big mess. I went to China with my husband, and I was really amazed. You might call it a propaganda, whatever it is, to see. In Lhasa, this gentleman accumulated such wealth that it could be compared with the wealth of Pope. He used to take his wine in a full gold goblet, which was all carved, and he had number of them. His plate was made of gold, everything was made of real gold. And from where did he get this money? Imagine, from these Tibetans who were poor people. They are so poor. They have no clothes, nothing to cover themselves. I don't say communism is a very good thing, but what I say, that these people really exploited them. The whole of that Lhasa exhibition was such an eye-opener. Oh God, these people have looted these poor people and how much they have suffered. If you go and see now Tibet, you'll be amazed. The people don't know. They are so confused. They don't understand. They have given everything that they had to this Mr. Lama. He's touring now everywhere. No one knows what is he up to. What benefit can they give? It's a myth. The best benefit is that you become a master. You know each and everything. You know what is Kundalini. You know how to give realization other. And everything you must. That's the main thing. In the beginning, you do feel nice with anything, even with a drink. For a time being, in the same way, if you are humming somebody's name, you might get possessed for a while and you may feel all right. Like TM has the same problem. TM people do some mantras. For a time being, they feel relaxed because somebody else comes into your mind. He takes over and he starts managing your show. And when he starts managing your show, you feel relaxed. But relaxation is not the thing. You do not become a master. That's the point is, when you become one with the whole, then you are relaxed because nothing is exhausted. All the time you are relaxed. But see these lamas, how they look. All wrinkled, you can count their wrinkles one by one. Horrible people. You cannot say that they have anything great about them. And what good have they done? I haven't seen any lama doing any good to anyone. I had a chance of sitting next to this Dalai Lama once in a dinner party when my husband was with the Prime Minister. And he was called, and because Prime Minister's wife would not sit, so I was sitting next to him. And I felt so hot. And the Prime Minister was Lal Bahadur Shastri, and he knew all about it, about me, and he said, are you feeling very hot with him? Because he was a realized soul himself. I said, it's terrible. He said, all right, then put another foreign minister in between. He made me sit on the other side and the foreign minister sat there. Till you are realized, you will not know. And also I must tell you, when you go to these people, it's difficult for you to get realization. That also is there. Because they create a problem within you. With any effort, you go on to sympathetic nervous system. Any effort, as I told you, you go to sympathetic nervous system. So your sympathetic gets activated. When your sympathetic gets activated, you either move to the left or to the right. When you move to the left, you go to the collective subconscious. That is the place which is all dead within us since our creation. And cancer, as I told you yesterday, is caused by the entities from that area. And if you go to the right side, most of these lamas put you on the right. Do you know Hitler was guided by Lama? Dalai Lama was his guru. He taught him how to capture the minds of people and put them onto this kind of a thing. It's a well-known fact. It was Dalai Lama was his guru. All these lamas are like that. But when you are realized, then only you will know what they are. Like my granddaughter was about 5 years. She's a realized soul. While my daughter and son-in-law were not realized souls. And once they went to Ladakh, and the Lama was sitting, you see, on a mount. And everybody was going and bowed to him. But she didn't like it. And when the parents went and bowed to him, she got very angry. She was only 5 years. She just put back her hands like this, stood before him. She said, by wearing this maxi, do you think you have become a realized soul? You are not. You have no business to ask people to bow before you. What business have you got? And they were so shocked and embarrassed, they said, don't say that. No, why did you bow to him? He's not to be bowed. Just imagine. But unless and until you are realized, also it's very difficult because they have a very nice business propositions. They have very nice advertising agencies. Like the other day I went to Spain, I was shocked. There's another thing these lamas have started, that we have to go to Gobi Desert. Gobi Desert. Now imagine. That Gobi Desert is a place where you go, even 1 mile you will be finished. For Nirvana you go to Gobi Desert. So take all the money from the people. Now they prepare nicely and take crowds of people to Gobi Desert. Poor things are walking towards their death and they call it a Nirvana. They never return. So they have gone to their Nirvana, they are not returned. This is how they are working it out. I have had people in England. There was one fellow called Onkar. His name was given as Onkar by some, I don't know what Lama gave him that name, because normally they don't have Onkar name. So I said, who gave you this name? He said, I went to a monastery. And what happened? All his bones were broken. He said, they beat me on my back. Just imagine. How can that be? All his bones were broken. And it was impossible to give him realization because physically it was impossible, but slowly and steadily he is now recovering. He is like a madman. How can you be cruel? So Tibetans, are they very realized souls, you think? What is there to learn from Tibetans? Anybody who is foreign need not be a learned personality. Whatever is written in the book need not be a scripture. You should understand that all these things have come up just after Buddha's death. It has happened with every religion, with every great personality came on this earth, it has happened. But it is in the old caves, the saints who lived after Buddha have written that it is a spontaneous happening. But Buddha did not talk of God because he thought, first talk of the self. Because if you talk of God, people immediately start thinking they have become God. So better talk of self. Let them get their self-realization. Unless and until they get self-realization, how will they understand God? So they are called, he's called as Anishwar, means he doesn't believe in God, an atheist. It's not so. He just deliberately did it because he thought if you talk of something far-fetched, then people live in an imaginary world. So what he wanted practically to have self-realization first and then the knowledge about God. Because for a blind person, no use telling him about the whole thing before first tell him that you must have your vision.
Any other questions?
The other day we had one lady from Buddhist meditation. She couldn't get her realization, I'm sorry to say. Though we can work it out gradually, but she couldn't get it. Because, you see, Buddha resides within us on this side, here. And this is the portion gets very much swollen up when you do Buddhist meditation. And we have to reduce it with certain mantras. Otherwise, you cannot reduce it. One has to work hard for such people. Doesn't matter. Because you are all seekers. It's your right to have it. And I'm here to work for you. Any other question, please? Yes, that's the problem in England. I know that's the problem today, is that they don't want to know and they are very skeptical. But things are working out nicely now. You see what it is after all. God is also anxious that people should get it. Now I'll tell you how it's working out. Like the other day, I was not there, but my husband saw a program about a comedian who said that he gets a cool breeze. He was talking about his revelation. He said, suddenly I started getting cool breeze in my back. And I don't know what it is, but I felt very relaxed, and so many people feel relaxed when they sit together with me. Now, he doesn't know anything. He's very vague about the cool breeze, but he felt it. That's a revelation he gives. Now, just before that, 2 days before, we were discussing amongst themselves, and they said, Mother, how many people you need to have that syndrome? What is it called as? 100 monkey syndrome. I hope you have heard about it. That when the 100 monkey learnt a trick, every monkey everywhere started doing that trick sort of a thing. I said, it will be very soon. And just imagine this fellow started feeling this cool breeze on his back. Now he came on the television, and the television were very, very skeptical, as you say, very, very. And I didn't bother much about it. I said the time will come by itself. Because we don't take any money and we cannot pay any money for any such things. Now, when somebody met them and told them that this program has taken place, there's somebody who knows all about this thing, immediately they came to me. And now they want me to have a program. And once it starts like that, people will come round. The trouble is, you see, human beings have so much of a barrier of their ego also. They are very insensitive people. Moreover, say, a traditional country like, say, Rome, Egypt, I find they are much more sensitive to divinity than to absurd things. You'll be surprised in Rome, now we are sitting down here, so I can tell you in Rome, no guru has been successful. No guru has been successful. But when I went there, just seeing my photograph, the mayor was so amazed. He said, it's divinity. Just seeing my photograph. And he took it over, he gave us a hall free, he published it, and he made so many posters, he put it all over. It's working very well in Rome, but not in England. I have been here for 10 years, working hard, but English are rather hard people. Doesn't matter, it will work out. And then also in Egypt. Egypt is another place which are very traditional people. Another I found is Greece. They are very traditional, and in tradition what happens? You start learning by making mistakes. You see, believe in Rasputin, you believe in this and believe in that. And then you start understanding what is reality, how we'll get it. And that's how they come to it. But here just people read, and they reach nowhere. They're so confused. I don't blame them for all this. But I must say that they must come to terms with reality and try to understand that you cannot purchase it, first of all, and you cannot work for it. It is a spontaneous living process of the living God. This is what we have to understand. And once we understand that, it will work out. I'm sure. I understand that people are like that. And you'll be surprised, I've been working 10 years in England. And we don't have so many Sahajogis as we have in other countries. Even France is better, surprisingly. Much better off. France and Switzerland is much better. But England is the one that is lacking very much, and I'm working very hard here. India, of course, is 1,000 times more. So it's all right. It will come. English are that way very balanced, sometimes overbalanced, you see. One thing good about them, they know how to laugh at themselves. So it may work out.
Shri Mataji se refere a essa realização do si, que é o que nós pedimos um pouco anteriormente. Nós pedimos para obter a realização do si, para estabilizar a realização do si, que é como Shri Mataji disse, o acender dessa luz interior, que nos permite ver a realidade, nos orientar bem e compreender aquilo que é bom para o nosso crescimento daquilo que não é. Nós nos tornamos nosso próprio mestre. Quando a Kundalini, esse poder que eu expliquei para vocês, da Mãe Natureza, poder divino materno em nós desperta, que é essa luz interior, nos dá, a Mãe Kundalini se eleva, normalmente ela está adormecida. Quando ela está dormindo, nós não temos uma noção da realidade. Nós ficamos apenas presos a pensamentos, ficamos oscilando entre o passado e o futuro. Concepções mentais, ou nós temos que acabar confiando naquilo que nos é dito apenas. conhecimento externo que temos. Mas esse processo da meditação da Sahaja Yoga é um processo vivo, em que o despertar da energia Kundalini nos dá o conhecimento interno. Através do nosso próprio ser, da nossa essência mais profunda, nós entendemos a realidade e conseguimos julgar aquilo que é bom para o nosso crescimento espiritual, aquilo que é ruim. Então, continuando a nossa meditação, vamos colocar a nossa mão direita, alguns no lado esquerdo, na junção do nosso estômago com a nossa perna. Essa região está localizada no centro de energia. Nós chamamos ou chakra. E esse centro de energia em nós temos 7 principais. E esse em particular é responsável por nos dar o puro conhecimento. Então aqui, simplesmente colocar a nossa mão direita nessa região, com a nossa energia materna já desperta em nós, ela purifica esse centro de energia, possibilitando essa qualidade de conhecer a realidade em nós. Nós não fazemos esforço algum. A nossa mãe Kundalini quem está atuando. Nós podemos expressar o nosso desejo, porque a mãe Kundalini nos respeita o nosso livre-arbítrio. Apenas quando nós temos o puro desejo que ela irá atuar. Por isso podemos expressar esse desejo com afirmação: Mãe, por favor, desperta em nós o puro conhecimento. Nos permita conhecer a realidade. Agora vamos elevar a nossa mão direita à altura do umbigo, mas do lado esquerdo. E aqui nós vamos afirmar: Mãe, eu sou meu próprio mestre. Mãe, eu sou meu próprio mestre. Por favor, remove de mim todas as ilusões e toda a confusão. Por favor, me dê claridade em todos os aspectos da vida. Agora, novamente, vamos pressionar com a mão direita o topo da nossa cabeça. Nós iremos assistir mais um trecho. Shri Mataji respondendo mais algumas perguntas.
She says that you've said that the gurus often do more harm than good.
Yes.
How do we know that you may not be doing more harm than good?
Yes, of course, maybe I may be doing, no doubt. You must keep that open. But you can talk to people who are always, when you go to a guru, actually I've seen when you come to me, you ask me questions. But when you go to these people, you go headlong, absolutely headlong. I've known people who paid 6,000 pounds to go to Switzerland and eat only potato, water of the potato that is boiled. And they lived there without asking a question. That is one of the signs that you are free. Secondly, you must know that what others have been to me, what has happened to them. Thirdly, you should know, why should I harm you? What is my advantage? because I don't take any money from you, nothing of the kind. By God's grace, I'm living very well in my life. Perhaps I'm very well off in life. I don't need anything from anyone. So why should I do it on another life where I'm at a very high level? So why should I come to you? For what? What am I going to gain out of it? So credibility must be established through the disciples. You never see the disciples. You just go headlong because you are mesmerized. You don't even think about it. You don't even ask questions. I asked them, why didn't you ask questions? Why are you taking 6,000 pounds? Oh, they said, Mother, we were walking under the blanket. And the person who was the head of that organization in Scotland became epileptic. His daughter became epileptic. His wife became epileptic. And then he came to me. Then he came to me in that state. And I had to keep them in my house to cure them. So those people who have been to me, like Dr. Warren has been now, he was a patient of high blood pressure, all kinds of things. He got cured. Not only he's cured many people, and there are so many here who have been helped. People who used to were alcoholics, drug addicts, all of them have become all right. So you must see them and see how they are. And you can see how they talk, how they know. But in any other guru's place, it's such a hierarchy, you cannot even reach them. And somebody who talks remembers everything by heart and says something. There's nothing spontaneous, nothing, they don't know anything about it. So credibility must be established first of all. But that you don't do with anybody else, only with me. That's a good sign for me that I give you freedom.
E agora nós vamos assistir a último trecho de perguntas e respostas com Shri Mataji. Vamos continuar com a atenção no topo da cabeça enquanto assistimos.
How many people have you managed to cure who've had cancer?
Thousands, I don't know.
Thousands?
Yes.
What do doctors think of what you say?
You see, the trouble is, I myself have done medicine, and the doctors are the people who are working with the shoot side of life, you see, not the roots of it. So the trouble with them is that anybody starts talking that it can be cured by a higher method than a human awareness, then they don't want to jump into that awareness, which is a higher awareness that one has to achieve, because human awareness is still transitory. You have to achieve that awareness, which is the divine awareness. When you have that awareness, then only you can cure it.
How would you describe yourself, as a healer or a spiritualist?
You see, I do not want to fall into any category myself, because I'm a housewife, and I have to do all the jobs of a housewife. I'm also a diplomat's wife, so I have to act as a diplomat's wife. I'm also a person who has to do this work of Sahaja Yoga, so I don't know how to describe myself.
Can I ask you if you can reach me?
Yes, yes, one can reach masses. Now, we have to first see, in your case now, what is the problem. First is that there's an imbalance, a little imbalance, because you have to work outside too much. I think you have to go out too much and don't have much time for your emotional life. So it's more that you are more mental and physical, but less of emotions in you. So there has to be a balance. So first I give you a balance like this, all right? I have to put you into balance now. Now this is, you're working with your mind too much, so you're overworking it, so your liver is out. And the liver is also excited. So to put it right, what we have to do is to just put you...
What are you doing?
Just I'm removing the liver pressure. The liver is expressed in this part and this part of the hand. So your liver pressure is reduced. It's very simple.
Now, is anyone watching this going to feel any effect from you?
From me?
Yes.
No effect. No, nothing. Because it is just, you see, it's like construction of the destruction. You just take out the destruction out of the construction. That's all. It's very simple. Now, what I'm doing now, you have to now just say within yourself, or loudly if you want to, say that, Mother, I forgive everyone. Just say that.
Mother, I forgive everyone.
Yes, you have to say twice. Now, let's see. Say it.
Mother, I forgive everyone.
Okay.
Mother, I forgive everyone.
Okay.
Mother, I forgive everyone.
Now see. Everything. A little breathe. It's very sensitive. It's very subtle.
Well, I can feel the nearness of it.
You started, see? Just what I'm making a cross on your hand. You see, that's Christ who said you have to forgive. Now, see, it's working?
And what will it do for me in the long run?
In the long run, that it is your own power now will manifest. You have this power within yourself. Now with this you will feel very peaceful. You will control your thoughts. You don't have to think all the time. You can rest without thinking. If you want, you can think, otherwise you will not think. Then your own powers will be manifested by which you can give this power to others. There are so many things you can do.
Agora nós vamos trazer a nossa mão direita acima do topo da cabeça. E vamos procurar perceber se tem uma brisa fresca no topo da nossa cabeça. Às vezes podemos sentir também um calor, um peso, um formigamento, pontada. Essa é a manifestação da Mãe Kundalini. Quando ela desperta em nós somos capazes de sentir uma brisa fresca, um calor. Vamos retornar a mão direita para o colo e agora fazer a mesma coisa com a mão esquerda, alguns centímetros acima do topo da cabeça. Você pode tentar um pouco mais acima, um pouco mais próximo da cabeça. E como Shri Mataji disse no vídeo, é bem sutil. Agora vamos retornar a mão esquerda e prestar atenção na palma das mãos. Caso você sinta a mão esquerda mais leve ou mais fresca, isso quer dizer que o canal esquerdo, que é o lado esquerdo do seu sistema sutil, está mais equilibrado. Está expressando qualidades da alegria. E caso você sinta a mão direita mais fresca ou mais leve, você está expressando mais as qualidades, o dinamismo de uma ação equilibrada. Caso você esteja sentindo a mão esquerda mais quente, pesada, isso quer dizer que você está utilizando muito a energia desse lado esquerdo, que é o lado emotivo. Às vezes pode ser um desequilíbrio emocional, pode ser letargia, preguiça, até mesmo depressão. Causa um desequilíbrio nesse canal esquerdo, e esse calor ou peso que nós sentimos é a Mãe Kundalini purificando esse canal. E ao purificar esse calor, nós sentimos um pouco de calor ou peso, formigamento na mão. E assim que é purificado com a meditação, o calor vai dando lugar ao frescor, à leveza. E agora, caso você sinta mais a mão direita pesada, é mais uma... quer dizer que você está utilizando mais o seu lado mental, pensando demasiadamente, planejando o futuro. Enquanto o canal esquerdo é o canal do passado, então na mão esquerda, aqueles que sentiram mais quentes estão mais ligados ao passado. O canal direito já é o canal mais do futuro. Então a pessoa que utiliza muito a energia do canal direito está sempre planejando, tem dificuldade às vezes de dormir, de relaxar, pode ter pressão alta, ser muito agitada, ou ter ser uma pessoa, como dizem, de temperamento quente, que é um canal solar, enquanto o canal esquerdo é um canal lunar. Então isso nós podemos perceber nesse processo, que a meditação, esse presente que Shri Mataji nos deu através da meditação, é de nos tornarmos nosso próprio mestre. Vocês são capazes, nós todos somos capazes de identificar através da Sahaja Yoga quais são os problemas em nós mesmos e nós também aprendemos como corrigi-los. Então vocês podem procurar no site sahajayoga.org.br. Por enquanto nós estamos tendo apenas cursos online da Sahaja Yoga, por conta dos tempos atuais do coronavírus, mas fora desse período nós temos cursos presenciais gratuitos em todo o Brasil, e vocês podem ver aí embaixo na descrição do vídeo, nós teremos um link para vocês se inscreverem. Já está aí o link para participar do curso online da Sahaja Yoga. Todos os cursos da Sahaja Yoga são inteiramente gratuitos. No site da sahajayoga.org.br você também encontrará maiores informações sobre a meditação, sobre o significado dessas sensações nas mãos, que nós chamamos de vibrações, sobre o seu centro de energia, o seu corpo sutil, enfim. E também acompanhe o nosso canal, nós temos diversos vídeos, aulas, meditações que irão ajudar nesse aprofundamento e atingir esse estado de paz e alegria. Espero que vocês tenham desfrutado do programa de hoje e atingido um pouquinho desse estado de consciência sem pensamentos, de silêncio mental, de paz interior. Muito obrigada a todos por nos acompanharem hoje. Nós podemos então finalizar o nosso programa e desejo a todos vocês uma ótima semana. E nós nos encontramos no domingo que vem, nesse mesmo horário. Muito obrigada a todos e tenham